In this video, I'll walk you through what it takes to add a character controller to an object so that you can control it with the WASD keys. So we start with just a blank scene, nothing special. Going to add a plane to give us some reference to what the ground is. Then I'm going to add a capsule, just a very simple object. We'll raise it up a little bit so it's walking on the plane and not going through the middle of it. And then we're going to add a little cylinder. The cylinder will give us an idea of where the forward direction is. So we raise it up to the top of this capsule and then scale it a little bit. Rotate it. And kind of give us a little pointer that says this is the forward aspect of the object. And there we go. Just something real simple. And then we're going to make the cylinder a child of the capsule by just dragging it up onto the capsule itself. Now, to get the character controller to work, we need to add a script. So the first thing we'll do is just add a little C script. I'm going to call this basic WASD. And we'll double click on this, open up Microsoft Visual Studios, and we get the basic script for any C# script in Unity. What we're going to do though is we're going to go to the manual in Unity, and we're going to take the example code from the character controller move command, and we'll just copy it into our basic WASD script. Now, one of the things we have to do, since we overwrote the class, we have to change the class name back to the name of the file. This is so the tool chain can find this class and associate it to our object. So once we got that done, we'll just take our script and we'll just attach it to the capsule, which is the object that it's going to move. And there we go. So we're attached, ready to go. We can hit play. And now we can move our capsule around with the WASD keys back and forth. And we can also try to jump a little bit. Now, to give us a slightly better view, I'm going to raise the camera up a little bit and then angle it back down towards us. And then we'll just play again to see what we've got. And it's a better view for seeing what's happening. Now, I'm pushing the space bar, but we're not jumping. Okay, this is a problem with the default setting of the character controller. But we can fix that in a multiple number of ways. The easiest one is just go into the script and find where the controller is established and then set in a minimum move distance of 0. And let it update. Now when we play, we can bounce around all over the place. Every time the shift bar is hit or the space bar is hit, the object will bounce a little bit. So the character controller takes care of all the gravity and everything else for you. It makes it really simple to do a very quick WASD type operation. Now there's another way that we can fix this, give you a little more control. We'll make the character controller public. Now when you make something public, it's going to show up in the editor. So we don't need to add it as a component or the other correction, because we're going to add the character controller directly as a component to the capsule. So we just go down here, say add component, search for the character controller, and then we change the minimum move distance to 0, which is essentially what the script did. But we can see all of the parameters of the character controller now. And then we have to associate it to the script itself. Now when we go to play, we have the same basic operations. We have forward, back, left, right, and jumping movement without any problems. Now, further refinement, another way to do this is we can go into the script, and instead of doing an add component, this is the basic script again, I can change this to get. Now get will get a component that I've already added to the object, usually using the editor. We don't need to change the move distance here. So we'll save this. And then again, since I backed up, we're going to add the character controller to the capsule. And then set the minimum move distance to 0. And again, notice we have all the parameters available to us at this time. But we don't have to associate with the script because our get component function does that for us. And now we can move around, jumping around, and go diagonally back and forth. If you hit the like W and the forward and side keys, that'll get you going diagonal. Now, why would you want to have the parameters available to you? Well, what if you have obstacles in your game? So let's add a plane, and then we'll offset it a little bit, and then give it an angle, a rotation of 40 degrees. Negative, just be related to where the capsule is right now. Now if we play the game, this quote game, we can go up the ramp. The character controller takes care of everything for us automatically. And that's all nice. But what if you wanted to restrict your character? Say if the ramp was too steep, it doesn't have enough energy or something to get up the ramp. Let's change the slope to 30. Now the character controller will automatically take that into account when you hit an object. So now I try to go up, and you can't. You can, however, jump up the ramp, but once you're on the ramp, you can't go any higher. All you can do is go back down again. And the slope limit is what you can do to control that. So you can have various obstacles in your game that constrict the character as to where they can go based on their attributes or just based on the gameplay itself. For more information about the character controller, go to the link here